Today I married Xavier. I wore a white dress. I smiled at people. The priest talked to us. Xavier looked at me. He had kind eyes. He said, "I do." Then I said, "I do." But in my head I thought something. I thought, "I will hurt you. I will make you lose everything. My name is not Stella. My real name is Nora. Xavier does not know this. Nobody knows this. I came to this city 2 years ago. I had a plan. My plan was to find Xavier. My plan was to marry him. My plan was to destroy his life. I wanted him to feel pain. I wanted him to lose everything he loved. Why did I want this? The answer is simple. Xavier hurt my family. He hurt them many years ago. My father worked for Xavier. My father was a good man. He worked hard every day. He loved his job. He loved his family. He wanted to give us a good life. One day my father lost his job. Xavier fired him. Xavier said my father took money from the company. This was not true. My father never took money. He was honest. He was good, but Xavier did not believe him. Nobody believed my father. They all believed Xavier. Xavier was rich. Xavier was powerful. People listened to him. My father could not find a new job. Nobody wanted to hire him. They all heard the story. They all thought he was bad. My father became very sad. He stopped eating. He stopped talking. He just sat in his room. He looked out the window all day. My mother cried every day. She did not know what to do. We had no money. We could not pay for food. We could not pay for our house. We lost everything. We moved to a small apartment. It was dark. It was cold, but we stayed together. Then one day my father died. His heart just stopped. The doctor said it was his heart. But I knew the truth. My father died from a broken heart. He died because Xavier destroyed him. He died because nobody believed him. I was only 16 years old. I stood at his grave. I cried. My mother cried. I looked at the sky. I made a promise. I said, "I will make Xavier pay. I will make him feel this pain. I will take everything from him." I worked hard after that. I finished school. I went to college. I studied business. I changed my name. I became Stella. I changed my hair. I changed the way I talked. I became a different person. Nobody from my old life knew me. Then I moved to this city. I learned everything about Xavier. He owned many companies. He was very rich. He lived in a big house. He had no wife. His wife died 10 years ago. He lived alone. He was lonely. I got a job at his company. I worked in his office. I was very good at my job. I was smart. I was kind to people. I worked harder than everyone. Soon, Xavier noticed me. Xavier started to talk to me. He asked about my work. He asked about my life. I smiled. I told him small lies. I told him I came from another city. I told him my parents died in a car accident. This part was half true. My father was dead. But I lied about how he died. Xavier was kind to me. He invited me to dinner. I said yes. We went to a nice restaurant. He asked me many questions. I answered carefully. I smiled a lot. I made him laugh. He seemed happy. I could see something in his eyes. He was lonely. He wanted someone to talk to. We started to see each other more. We had coffee together. We had lunch together. We talked about work. We talked about life. He told me she died from cancer. He said he missed her every day. He said he was alone for so long. I listened. I smiled. I touched his hand. But inside I felt nothing. I only thought about my plan. I only thought about my revenge. I wanted him to trust me. I wanted him to love me. Then I would destroy everything. 6 months passed. Xavier asked me to be his girlfriend. I said yes. He was happy. He smiled like a young boy. He took me to his house. It was beautiful. It was big. It had many rooms. It had a garden. I looked around. I thought, soon, this will all be gone. Xavier introduced me to his friends. They liked me. They said I was good for him. They said he looked happy again. I smiled at them. I was polite. I was sweet. But I was lying to all of them. 1 year passed. Xavier loved me. He told me every day. He brought me flowers. He took me to nice places. He wanted to make me happy. And I let him. I smiled. I said I loved him too, but the words felt empty in my mouth. Then Xavier asked me to marry him. He got down on one knee. He had a ring. It was beautiful. He looked at me with hope. He said, "Stella, you made my life bright again. Will you marry me?" I looked at him. I thought about my father. I thought about my mother. I thought about all the pain. I smiled. I said, "Yes." Xavier was so happy. He stood up. He hugged me. He kissed me. He said we would have a beautiful life together. I said yes. But in my mind I thought, no, you will lose everything, just like my father did. We planned the wedding. It was small. Xavier wanted a quiet wedding, just close friends and family. I agreed. I did not want many people there. I did not want anyone to recognize me. The wedding day came. That is today. I woke up early. The sun came through the window. It was a beautiful day. The sky was blue. Birds sang outside. Everything looked perfect, but I felt cold inside. I put on my white dress. It was beautiful. It was long and soft. I looked in the mirror. I looked like a real bride. I looked happy, but it was all fake. My smile was fake. My happiness was fake. Xavier wore a black suit. He looked handsome. He looked nervous. He looked happy. He waited for me at the church. When he saw me, his face changed. His eyes got bright. His smile got big. He looked at me like I was everything. We stood together. The priest was old. He had kind eyes. He talked about love. He talked about trust. He talked about honesty. Every word hurt my heart. Every word reminded me I was lying. Xavier held my hands. His hands were warm. He looked into my eyes. He said his vows. He promised to love me. He promised to care for me. He promised to be honest. He promised to stay with me forever. Then it was my turn. I looked at him. I said my vows. I promised to love him. I promised to care for him. I promised to be honest. But these were lies. All lies. The priest said, "You may kiss the bride." Xavier kissed me softly. People clapped. They cheered. They were happy. But I felt nothing. I was empty inside. Now we are at the party. People drink and laugh. They dance. They are happy for us. Xavier holds my hand. He smiles at everyone. He looks at me with love, and I smile back. But inside I am cold. Tonight we go to his house, our house now. Tomorrow I will start my plan. I will look through his papers. I will find his secrets. I will find a way to destroy his business. I will take his money. I will leave him with nothing. Then he will know pain. Then he will understand what he did to my father. The party ends. We say goodbye to everyone. We get in the car. Xavier drives us home. He holds my hand. He talks about our future. He talks about trips we will take. He talks about the life we will have. I nod. I smile. I say nothing. We arrive home. Xavier opens the door. He carries me inside. This is a tradition. He sets me down gently. He kisses me. He says, "I love you, Stella. I am the luckiest man in the world." I look at him. For a moment I feel something. It feels strange. It feels warm, but I push it away. I cannot feel anything for him. He is the enemy. He destroyed my family. I must destroy him. That night I could not sleep. I lay in bed next to Xavier. He slept peacefully. He breathed slowly. I looked at him in the dark. His face looked calm. He looked happy. I thought about tomorrow. The next morning, Xavier woke up early. He made breakfast for me. He brought it to the bed. He smiled. He said, "Good morning, my wife." The word wife sounded strange. I was his wife now, but I was not really his wife. I was a lie. I ate the breakfast. It was good. Xavier was a good cook. He sat with me. He talked about his day. He had a meeting. He had work to do. He asked about my plans. I said I would stay home. I said I would rest. He kissed me. He left for work. I waited. I listened to the car drive away. Then I got up. I walked through the house. I looked in every room. I found his office. It had a big desk. It had many papers. It had a computer. I sat down. I started to look. I found files about his business. I found files about his money. I found contracts. I found letters. I read everything. I took photos with my phone. I was careful. I put everything back exactly right. Xavier would never know. I did this every day. Every day, Xavier went to work. Every day, I searched his office. I found more and more information. I found passwords. I found bank accounts. I found everything I needed. But something strange started to happen. Xavier was very kind to me. Every day he came home with a smile. Every day he asked about my day. Every day he made dinner for us. We ate together. We talked. He told me stories about his life. He told me about his childhood. He told me about his dreams. I listened. At first I did not care, but slowly I started to really listen. I started to see him as a person, not just as the enemy. He was a real man. He had feelings. He had pain too. One night, Xavier told me about his wife. Her name was Lydia. She got sick 10 years ago. The doctor said it was cancer. Xavier took her to many hospitals. He tried everything. He spent all his money. But nothing worked. The cancer grew stronger. Lydia grew weaker. Xavier took care of her every day. He fed her. He helped her walk. He read books to her. He held her hand for hours. He told her stories. He made her laugh when she could still laugh. He stayed by her side every single day. He watched her get weaker and weaker. First she could not walk. Then she could not sit up. Then she could not speak. But her eyes still saw him. Her hand still held his. Xavier never left. He slept in a chair next to her bed. He was there every morning when she woke up. He was there every night when she slept. The day she died was a Tuesday. It was raining outside. Xavier held her hand. He told her he loved her. She looked at him one last time. Then she closed her eyes. Her hand went soft in his. She was gone. Xavier sat there for a long time. He just held her hand. He could not let go. Xavier cried as he told me this. Real tears ran down his face. His voice broke. He said, "I miss her every day. The house feels so empty. The bed feels so cold. I wake up and reach for her, but she is not there. She will never be there again." I did not know what to do. My heart hurt for him. I reached out. I touched his hand. It was warm. It was real. He looked at me. He smiled through his tears. His smile was sad. His smile was grateful. He said, "Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here." I was alone for so long. 10 years. I was alone. The house was quiet. The days were long. I worked all the time. Work was all I had. Then you came. You brought light back into my life. You made me smile again. You made me feel alive again. You saved me. His words touched something deep inside me, something I tried to hide, something I tried to kill, but it was still there. It was growing. It was love. That night, I could not sleep again. I went to the bathroom. I closed the door. I looked in the mirror. The woman looking back was a stranger. Her eyes were different. Her face was soft. This was someone new. I felt something break inside me. It was like ice breaking in spring. It hurt. It felt good. It felt scary. I did not recognize myself. Who was I? What was I doing? I came here to hurt this man. But instead, he was healing me. I was becoming someone I did not know. Weeks passed. Xavier and I grew closer. We laughed together. We cooked together. We watched movies together. He taught me things. He showed me his favorite places in the city. He introduced me to his friends again. This time I really talked to them. They were nice people. One day Xavier took me to his office. He showed me around. People smiled at me. They said hello. They seemed happy. They seemed to like working for Xavier. This confused me. My father hated working for Xavier, but these people seemed happy. I started to ask questions. I asked Xavier about his employees. I asked if he was good to them. He said yes. He said he tried to be fair. He said he cared about them. He said they were like family. This did not match my memory. My father said Xavier was cruel. My father said Xavier only cared about money, but I saw something different now. I saw Xavier help people. I saw Xavier listen to their problems. I saw Xavier give people second chances. One night I asked Xavier a question. I asked, "Did you ever fire someone unfairly?" My heart beat fast. I waited for his answer. Xavier looked sad. He said, "Yes, I did. Once." He stopped talking. He looked down. Then he said, "It was many years ago. A man worked for me. Someone said he stole money. I believed them. I fired him. I did not listen to his side. I was young. I was stupid. I made a terrible mistake." My hands shook. I asked, "What happened to him?" Xavier said, "I heard he died. Later I learned the truth. He did not steal anything. Someone else did. They blamed him. I believed the wrong person. I destroyed an innocent man's life. I have lived with this guilt every day since then. I could not breathe." I asked, "Do you know his name?" Xavier said, "Yes. His name was Oscar. Oscar Miller. I think about him all the time. I wish I could say sorry. I wish I could fix what I did. But he is gone. I cannot bring him back. Oscar Miller. That was my father's name." I felt tears in my eyes. I stood up. I walked to the window. I could not look at Xavier. Xavier came to me. He put his hand on my shoulder. He said, "Are you okay?" I wanted to scream. I wanted to tell him everything. I wanted to say, "That was my father. You killed him." But I could not speak. I just nodded. I said I was tired. I went to bed. That night I cried. I cried for hours. I thought about everything. Xavier was sorry. Xavier knew he made a mistake. Xavier lived with guilt every day. My father was dead. Xavier could not bring him back. But Xavier was truly sorry. What should I do? Should I still hurt him? Should I destroy his life? Would that bring my father back? Would that make my mother happy? I thought about my father. I remembered his face. I remembered his laugh. I remembered his hands. He had kind hands. He had a kind heart. What would he want? Would he want revenge? Or would he want me to be happy? I thought about my mother. She lived in another city. She was old now. She was alone. I sent her money every month, but I never visited. I was too busy with my plan. I was too busy with my hate. I realized something. I was hurting myself. I was living a lie. I was married to a man I planned to destroy, but that man was kind to me. That man loved me. That man made a mistake many years ago. He was sorry. He changed. He became better. And I had changed too. I came here full of hate. I came here wanting revenge. But now I did not hate Xavier. Now I felt something else. I felt something I did not expect. I felt love. This scared me. How could I love him? He hurt my father. He destroyed my family. But he did not mean to. He made a mistake. He was sorry. And he was good to me. He made me happy. Days passed. I did not look at his papers anymore. I did not take any more photos. I just lived with him. I was his wife. I laughed with him. I started to love him truly. But the guilt ate at me. I was living a lie. My name was not Stella. I was not who he thought I was. I was the daughter of the man he destroyed. He deserved to know the truth. 1 month after the wedding, I made a decision. I would tell him everything. I would tell him my real name. I would tell him about my father. I would tell him about my plan. Then he could decide. He could hate me. He could leave me. I would accept that. I deserved it. That night, Xavier came home from work. He smiled at me. He kissed me. He said, "Hello, my beautiful wife." His words hurt my heart. I was not beautiful. I was a liar. We sat down for dinner. I cooked his favorite food. We ate quietly. Xavier noticed something was wrong. He asked, "Are you okay? You seem sad." I put down my fork. I looked at him. I said, "Xavier, I need to tell you something." It is important. It is hard. Xavier looked worried. He said, "What is it? You can tell me anything." I took a deep breath. I said, "My name is not Stella. My real name is Nora. Nora Miller." Xavier looked confused. He said, "Miller? Like Oscar Miller?" I nodded. Tears filled my eyes. I said, "Yes, Oscar Miller was my father. You fired him many years ago. He died. My mother and I lost everything. I blamed you. I hated you. I came here to destroy you. I planned to marry you. I planned to take everything from you. That was my plan." Xavier's face went white. He stared at me. He did not move. He did not speak. Long seconds passed. I waited. My heart broke in my chest. Finally, Xavier spoke. His voice was quiet. He said, "Your father, Oscar, you are his daughter." I nodded. I said, "Yes, I am his daughter. I am sorry. I lied to you. I lied about everything. My name, my past, everything. I came here full of hate. I wanted revenge. But then I got to know you. I saw who you really are. You are a good man. You made a mistake. But you are good. And I fell in love with you. I did not plan that. I did not want that. But it happened." Xavier stood up. He walked to the window. He stood there for a long time. He did not look at me. I sat at the table. I cried quietly. I thought, this is it. He will leave me. I deserve this. Then Xavier spoke. He said, "I destroyed your father's life. I destroyed your family. You lost everything. Your father died. And you came here to make me pay. I understand. I deserve your hate. I deserve your revenge." I said, "But I don't hate you anymore. I tried. I wanted to. But I can't. I love you. And I am sorry. I am so sorry for lying." Xavier turned around. He looked at me. His eyes were wet. He said, "You love me?" After everything I did, I stood up. I walked to him. I said, "Yes, I love you. You made a terrible mistake. But you are sorry. You changed. You are not that man anymore. And I am not the girl who came here full of hate. We both changed." Xavier looked at me for a long time. Then he reached out. He touched my face. He said, "Nora, your real name is Nora." I nodded. I said, "Yes, Nora Miller." Xavier said, "Nora, I am so sorry. I am sorry for what I did to your father. I am sorry for the pain I caused you. I wish I could take it back. I wish I could fix it. But I can't. Your father is gone. I can never make that right." I said, "I know, but you can choose what you do now." "We both can." Xavier pulled me close. He held me. He said, "I love you. I love you, Nora. I don't care that you lied. I understand why you did. I would have done the same thing, but you chose love instead of hate. That takes courage. That takes strength." We stood there together. We cried together. We held each other. The lies were gone. The truth was out, and we were still together. After that night, everything changed. Xavier and I talked for hours. I told him everything about my father. I told him about my childhood. I told him about the pain. Xavier listened. He cried with me. He said sorry many times. Xavier told me something too. He said, "I want to make this right. I can't bring your father back, but I can help your mother. Tell me what she needs. I will give it to her." I thought about my mother. She lived alone in a small apartment. She had very little money. She was old and tired. I said, "She needs help. She needs money. She needs to know I am okay." Xavier said, "Then we will help her, and you should see her. You should tell her the truth. She deserves to know you are happy." The next week, Xavier and I visited my mother. I was so nervous. I had not seen her in 2 years. I knocked on her door. She opened it. She looked at me. Her eyes went wide. She said, "Nora, is that you?" I nodded. I said, "Yes, Mom, it's me." She hugged me tight. She cried. She said, "My baby, my Nora, I missed you so much." We went inside. I introduced her to Xavier. I told her everything. I told her about my plan. I told her about falling in love. I told her the truth. She listened quietly. When I finished, my mother looked at Xavier. She said, "You are the man who fired my husband." Xavier nodded. He said, "Yes, I made a terrible mistake. I am deeply sorry. I destroyed your family. I cannot fix that, but I want to help you now. Please let me." My mother was quiet for a long time. Then she said, "My husband is gone. Hate will not bring him back. Nora is alive. Nora is happy. That is what matters. That is what he would want." Xavier and my mother talked. Xavier promised to help her. He set up money for her. He made sure she had everything she needed. My mother was grateful. She thanked him. She said, "Take care of my daughter." Xavier said, "I will. I promise." We visited my father's grave together, all three of us. I brought flowers. I put them on the grave. I said, "Dad, I am sorry. I wanted revenge. But I found love instead. I hope you understand. I hope you can forgive me." Xavier put his hand on the gravestone. He said, "Oscar, I am sorry. I made a terrible mistake. I hurt you. I hurt your family. I carry that guilt every day. I promise to take care of Nora. I promise to love her. I promise to be better." My mother held my hand. She said, "He would forgive you both. He was a good man. He believed in second chances. He believed in love." We stood there together. The sun was warm. Birds sang in the trees. I felt peace for the first time in years. The hate was gone. The pain was still there, but it was softer now. It was bearable. Xavier and I went home that day. We started our real life together. No more lies. No more secrets. Just love. Just truth. Just us. Some days were hard. Some days I remembered the pain. Some days I missed my father. But Xavier was always there. He held me. He listened. He loved me. Xavier changed his business too. He made new rules. He listened to employees more. He gave people second chances. He made sure nobody was treated unfairly. He learned from his mistake. He became a better person. I changed too. I forgave myself. I forgave Xavier. I let go of the hate. I chose love instead. I chose happiness. I chose life. 1 year later, Xavier and I had a small party. We invited close friends. We invited my mother. We celebrated our first anniversary. But we also celebrated something else. We celebrated truth. We celebrated forgiveness. We celebrated love. That night, Xavier gave me a gift. It was a photo. The photo showed my father as a young man. He was smiling. He looked happy. Xavier said, "I found this in my old files. I wanted you to have it. I wanted you to remember him this way. Happy, full of life." I looked at the photo. Tears filled my eyes. I said, "Thank you. This means everything." Xavier said, "Your father was a good man. I wish I had known him better. I wish I had listened to him, but I know him now through you. You have his kindness. You have his strength. You have his heart." I hugged Xavier tight. I said, "I love you." He said, "I love you too, Nora." And I realized something. I came here to destroy Xavier, but instead I found myself. I found love. I found peace. I found forgiveness. My father would be proud. My mother was happy. And I was truly happy too. This is my story. I married a man twice my age. I married him with hate in my heart, but love changed everything. Love healed the pain. Love gave me a new life, and I would not